Sometimes what's going on for a person exists first on an emotional, bodily level before it can be translated into words. Art offers a space where the mind's obsessive thoughts and worries can be silenced and the body's creative nature can come out and speak.
Hi, I'm Falyn Art. I'm a working artist, a student at UMD. I'm studying to become an art teacher, and I use art as a way to cope with different emotional traumas in my life. Responding to the quote, sometimes what is going on for a person exists first on an emotional, bodily level before it can be translated into words. Art offers a space where the mind's obsessive thoughts and worries can be silenced and the body's creative nature can come out and speak. And I feel this is super true in my current situation. On February 9th, I found out that my husband of 6 years has been having an affair and no longer wishes to be married to me. I'm using art as one of my only ways that I can deal with anything going on. It allows me to work through something in a concrete way. This is such an abstract thing, like emotion and loss is such an abstract thing. There's no physical form of it, but it's so prevalent in my life right now. And art is something concrete that helps me work through something so abstract and so foreign and something I've never experienced before.
So right now I'm just trying to think about like my senior show, which I was going to be doing toxic masculinity, but since my husband was a model and the whole affair happened, that obviously isn't going to be working. I want to use this raw emotion like as inspiration for it. Right now, one of my like rough like drafts of it is like where I would have a bunch of like 6-foot tall sheets of plastic, all separated by like a couple feet or like a foot from each other, each having like various colored blobs on it. And when you're actually in the gallery space, because I'll be showing at the Tweed, when you're actually in the gallery space, you won't be able to tell what it is, but I'll have a spot marked about 30 feet away from the exhibit, like outside of the gallery area where you can stand. And when you stand there, maybe you'll see like a couple embracing or something. Just kind of playing with the idea of not being able to be close with something, how you can only like see the image when you're far off. Just, I don't know, kind of working with me where I only have memories now. I can never be close with him. So I just got the email saying that one of my pieces was accepted into UMD's annual juried student exhibition, which is a huge honor. But the piece that was accepted was one of my nude portraits of Chandler, the cyanotypes, which is part of my toxic masculinity series. And yeah, it's like a great honor, but like it's just bringing everything back to the forefront because he was my inspiration for that. And that kind of goes with the question of like, in what ways did your marriage influence you as an artist? I started it because of being so close to him and just seeing what kind of things he had to go through as a man in society and getting to be really intimate with someone. And so without my relationship with him, I don't think I would have started that series. And he was always like my muse, and just overall, like even just physically looking at him, I don't think I've met someone with such an aesthetic face. Like his nose was completely straight. He had great features. Like just looking at him just made me want to draw and made me want to paint. And my art, like especially the toxic masculinity, I was doing it because of my relationship with him. And I don't know if I can continue that series now because he was my inspiration, and like it was just really more of a caring, like this is what the love of my life has to go through on a daily basis. But I definitely think my art as a whole will take on a very different tone. And just overall, we're dealing with this grief and knowing that this grief is
going to be a defining factor of me for a very long time. And the other question of how has artistic expression helped you cope with your current situation? I've been doing a lot of comics. They're really shitty comics, and they're just like usually the little ones I make up while I'm at church and stuff. Just kind of helping me, I guess, use comedy to get through everything. I've done a few self-portraits, like the Celtic Knot, and then the one with the energy behind me. Just kind of getting to know who I am without him, because we started dating when we were 14 and 15. And those are super formative years of a person's life. It kind of is them developing into the adult that they will be for the rest of their life. It's kind of the starting point. And so being with him, it's like, what part of me now is actually me, and what part is because of my relationship with him, which was actually an abusive relationship, and I'm currently getting help with CASDA. So what part of me is a symptom of 6 years of abuse, and what part of me is actually me? And so that's where I'm going. Like, the only reference I have of with like me without Chandler is middle school, and most people are different than their middle school selves. And so I'm just kind of holding on to the pillars of who I am, like that I know have always been a part of who I am, which is my art and my faith. Because I've always been artistic. I've always loved art, and so I know that part is me. And so trying to run back to that and explore who I am through this art, which again I know is part of Falyn without Chandler. So probably going to get a lot more self-reflection. One of my professors said some of the most amazing art can be made from the most ugly things on this world. And so in a way I'm probably going to kind of use that as my motto for the next however many years, until I feel like I've become at least slightly healed from this. And she also said that now could be a time to turn the camera in on myself and just work through this identity crisis using art.